Hello on my small crafting JDM and travel channel. Today I want to talk about the carbon fiber lamination mistakes I made on this carbon fiber lamination project of my Suzuki Wagon R-Wing. I want you to avoid these 5 mistakes to get a better result on your first try of carbon fiber lamination. So let's start. Mistake number 1 is no timer. When you don't have a timer, like your smartphone, a kitchen clock or something like that, you don't really know if the resin dries or if the resin became like jelly, if the resin needs another 10 minutes so you can prepare or you can work with it. This is very important because when you start moving resin, which is like jelly with your brush, then you see the structures at the end of your project. So if this happens, then please let it dry like 24 or 48 hours, sand it and put another layer on it. Mistake number 2, saving on resin. It's a big problem when you want to do the second layer of resin on it and you are in the middle of your part and then you realize, oh, I don't have enough resin, because this is a very big problem. When you cannot do the rest of the part, it becomes a very thin layer, and this leads to problems when you want to sand it for the third layer, because you don't want to hurt the carbon fiber, but you need the same hardening time, so you cannot mix another part of resin, because then you have here already hard resin, which is like jelly, but you need to do something like a fading to the new mixture with maybe the same ratio, but you have the big problem that the middle, which is like jelly, and you move, you see these structures. So don't save on resin when you mix it. This is really important. And this is a perfect transition to mistake number 3, to mix 2 small volumes, because you have a tolerance which is like 10% to get a good ratio between hardener and epoxy resin, or is epoxy resin all of it, to get a good mixture. So it is like 40% to 60% on the one company or 50-50, and depends on the product you use. But very important is you have to get a good mixture or a good ratio, and you can do this by weight or by volume. But when you just have very small amounts of it, then it leads to a wrong mixture or a wrong ratio, and this leads to some sticky resin. And you can see that because after all of it, it makes some dark spots because it is sticky. You cannot sand it really good, and everything like dirt or dust stays on the spots. So this was a mistake you really can avoid by using the volume which you can handle. Mix a little bit too much is better than too less. My biggest problem was mistake number 4. I can't see it anymore. No endurance. No endurance is very big problem. You need time, you need to work exactly, you need to just calm down, and if you see a problem, sand it, put another layer on it, don't stress yourself, and then you will get a very nice result. If you have seen this video from my channel, then you see I had no endurance. After the 4th layer or 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever, and sanding again, I just want to finish this project, and this was my problem. Because of that, I put the clear coat on it, and as you can see, I have a very bad finish, and that's why I cannot use, or I don't want to use this part on my car, because yes, it's carbon fiber and it looks really expensive, but not in the sun and not when you have some reflections on it. And with no endurance, this is not just taking your time for the layers or putting drying time between them. No, it is, for example, the cleaning. So when you sand it, you really need to clean, because when you have dust on it and you will put another layer resin on it, then the dust is inside. Now I should have a lot of fingerprints on it, but okay. Mistake number 5 is the wrong part. Why the wrong part? Especially when you start doing carbon fiber lamination, then use a part with one visible side. It's a lot easier, because then you have one side where you can have some teardrops of the resin, where you can sand a little bit at the edge. That's no problem. But this was a wrong part for me because I have 2 visible sides, or maybe 4, depending on how is your definition of it. And this leads to doing the lamination on this side, let it dry, turn it around, do the lamination on this side, let it dry, having teardrops on it when the silicone tape is not really tight, sanding this side, putting this side again, and then you have teardrop on this side, and it's still not very beautiful. So I need another sanding and maybe another coating on it to get a very smooth surface. So mistake number 5, use a part where you can really work with, like a gas cover, like a mirror, or for example a door handle. I think that's no problem, and that's really easy because it's the small thing, and to get a small surface without any bubbles or without any pickles and stuff like that, I think that's really good. But using carbon fiber lamination for bigger parts like that wing was a little bit too, Let's do a summary. Mistake number 1, don't have a timer. Mistake number 2, saving on resin. Mistake number 3, mixing small volumes. Mistake number 4, having no endurance. And mistake number 6, mistake number 5, use the right part to start with carbon fiber lamination. And this is normally not part of this video. Safety gear is very important when working with carbon fiber. It can cause cancer, and same with resin, because epoxy resin can be absorbed by your body from the skin and can also go into your organism. Thank you for supporting my small channel, and I hope to see you again. I'm out.